उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः।
Though he is very supreme and very powerful, creating so many things, people become puffed up and say, oh, I need it. But he is still remaining very humble. So that's what his humbleness can be seen in Guru. And then from 1416 we see the Narayana is our Guru. Narayana is not no different from Krishna and Vasudeva. So that's our Guru. And 1720 talks about dependent and transcendence over time. Okay? So basically we need to understand that Krishna is not just one power or one person among so many powerful people, right? But he is the supreme. He is the supreme. Okay? So that we need to understand, and he is our final destination. We may be doing many other different yogas, and that's what we'll discuss here. But ultimate destination is Narayana. Okay? So that's the words translation from here. We begin with the translation.
Narayana asks Brahmaji, O chief amongst the demigods, O firstborn living entity, I beg you to offer my respect obeisance and praise. Please tell me that transcendental knowledge is to directs one to the truth of the engaged soul and the super soul.
Yes, so what he is doing, he is asking question. Similarly, if you go to Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, Karpanya doso pahata svabhava, and then say, oh, I am your disciple, please enlighten me. And then Krishna starts speaking. Krishna is not spoken until then. Until Krishna's surrender, Arjuna had lots of confusion. But until Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, Krishna did not speak a single word. He was only listening. Similarly, Narad Muni is also asking question. Please tell me. So this is the best way to enlighten ourselves. Asking a sincere question. That's what is happening. Yes, Prabhu.
My dear Father, please describe factually the symptoms of this manifest world. What is its background? How is it created? How is it conserved? And under whose control is all this being done?
How amazing it is, right? We should know all this came from. We know this phone has come from Apple. But from where Apple got this? Where this has come? We just go deeper, 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 and then we'll know it. So that's what Narad Muni is asking, deep questions. Yes, maybe Subhadra.
My dear Father, all this is known to you scientifically, because whatever was created in the past, whatever will be created in the future, or whatever is being created at present, as well as everything within the universe, is within your grip, just like a walnut.
Yeah. So you're saying everything is created by you.
My dear Father, what is the source of your knowledge? Under whose protection are you standing? And under whom are you working? What is your real position? Do you alone create all entities with material elements by your personal energy?
Chai, thank you. Whichever way is fine. Everybody will get opportunity.
Yes, spider very easily creates a network of its core and manifests its power of creation without being defeated by others. So also you yourself, by employment of your self-sufficient energy, create without any other's help.
Yes.
Whatever you can understand by nomenclature, characteristics and features of a particular thing, superior, inferior, equal, eternal or temporary, is not created from any source other than that of your Lordship, though so great.
Yet we are moved to wonder about the existence of someone more powerful than you when we think of your great austerities in the perfect discipline. Although your truth self is so powerful in the matter of creation.
So here, look at these words of Narad Muni. He is asking, though you are the powerful, I think you are still doing some practice. So who are you actually practicing on, right? So he says, you are doing great austerity. When you do austerity, you are doing for somebody else, right? So So that's what Narad Muni is understanding and asking question accordingly. Because when we worship something, when we depend on something, that means there is somebody superior to us. That's what is happening. Yes.
My dear Father, you know everything, and you are the consoler of all. Therefore, may all that I have inquired from you be kindly instructed to me, so that I may be able to understand it as your student.
Yes. So fastest way to fastest way to learn something is to ask questions, right? Or become teachable. Many times we ask questions, but we are not teachable. Means we don't take the instructions, we don't, whatever response is given, we may not implement. So if you want to learn, we have to become teachable. Means somebody can instruct us, can guide us, and we are ready to accept that guidance and change our life. That's very important.
Lord Brahma said, "My dear Narada, being merciful to all, including me, you have asked all these questions because I have been inspired to see into the progress of the Almighty Personality of God."
So one important point here is that good questions are like a service. Like if you ask question, it is serving other who are participating in this also. Because I have a question, but I am not asking, but Jivadoya Prabhu is asking questions. So that will enlighten me also. So he is doing service to me indirectly. So asking question is like serving others. How wonderful it is, right? Okay. Yes, Jivadoya Prabhu.
Whatever you have spoken about me is not false, because unless and until one is aware of the personality of Godhead, who is the ultimate truth beyond me, one is sure to be illusioned by observing my powerful activities.
Yes. So delegation doesn't mean one is a supreme. We may delegate, and that person can do it, but that's not supreme. That's what it here. Yes. Who's going to read? It's too light. Sorry about that. Maybe I can read?
I can read.
Okay, who can read?
I create after the Lord's creation by his personal effulgence, known as the Brahma Jyoti. Just as when the sun manifests fire, the moon, the
Firmament. Influential planets.
Planets and the twinkling stars also manifest their brightness.
Sorry, the brightness is not fitting into this picture. Sorry, I apologize. Sorry about that. It looks great here, but when it comes here, it's not. So, okay. Prabhu, can you read?
I am by all senses and meditate upon Lord Krishna, Vasudeva, the personality of Godhead, whose invincible potency influences them. The less intelligent class of men call me the supreme controller.
Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
The elder energy of the Lord cannot take precedence, being ashamed of her position, but those who are ruled by her always take talk nonsense, being absorbed in words of it is I and it is mine.
Thank you. Yeah, who is?
Five elementary ingredients of creation, the interaction thereof set up by eternal time, and the intuition or nature of individual living beings, are all differentiated parts and parcels of the personality of Godhead Vasudeva, and in truth there is no other value in them.
Yes, thank you. 5 elements, we know the Bhumi Rapo, Nalovayu, Kham, Mano Buddhi Evacha. That's what it is. Yes, we can start again. Prabhuji, can you read?
Next.
The Vedic literatures.
Oh,
it's not coming well?
The Vedic literatures.
Okay, so I don't know, something has gone wrong with the screen. I have to disconnect. Where is our friend gone? Yeah, he's already disconnected. I think best is to get the HDMI cable. It will solve all the problem. We don't have HDMI cable, right? Maybe I can bring it next time if there is a class.
Which verse is it?
Yeah, you can read from. I'll give you this. Let's start reading while giving it please. Yeah, 15. Oh, you have it? You pass it on? Okay, thank you. Let me fix it.
Are made by and are meant for the Supreme Lord. Demigods are also meant for serving the Lord as parts of His church. Different planets are also meant for the sake of the Lord, and different sacrifices are performed just to please Him.
All different types of meditation or mysticism are means for realizing Narayana. All austerities are aimed at achieving Narayana. Culture of transcendental knowledge is for getting a glimpse of Narayana, and ultimately salvation is entering the kingdom of Narayana.
Yeah, thank you.
Inspired by him only, I discovered what is already created by him, Narayana, under his supervision as all-pervading Supersoul, and I am created by him only.
You.
Supreme Lord is pure, spiritual form transcendental to all material qualities. Yet for the sake of the creation of the material world and its maintenance and annihilation, he accepts through his external energy the material modes of pleasure, called goodness, passion, and ignorance.
So Krishna uses the material energy, but he is never controlled by that. Who's that?
These three modes of material nature, being further manifested as matter, knowledge, and activities, put the eternally transcendental living entity in the conditions of cause and effect, and make him responsible for such activities.
We are spiritual, but we get entangled because of three modes of nature. Yeah, anybody who's...
O Brahmana, Narada, the superseer, the transcendental Lord, is beyond the perceptor of material senses of living entities. Because of the above-mentioned three modes of nature, he is the controller of everyone, including me.
Jai. Thank you very much. So let us recite this verse number 16. Okay. Narayana paro yogo. Narayana paro yogo. Narayana param tapah. Narayana param tapah. Narayana param gnanam. Narayana param gnanam. Narayana paragati. Narayana paragati. So, translation purport. So let me read this purport and translation. So, translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Prabhupada says, all different types of meditation or mysticism are meant for realizing Narayan. All austerities are aimed at achieving Narayan. Culture of transcendental knowledge is for getting a glimpse of Narayan. And ultimately, salvation is entering the kingdom of Narayan. Purport. In meditation, there are two systems of yoga, merely Ashtanga Yoga and Sankhya Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is practiced in concentrating the mind, releasing oneself from all engagements by the regulative process of meditation, concentration, sitting postures, blocking the movement of the internal circulation of air, etc. Sankhya Yoga is meant to distinguish the truth from ephemerals, but ultimately both the systems are meant for realizing the impersonal Brahman, which is but a partial representation of Narayan, the personality of Godhead. As we have explained before, the impersonal Brahman effulgence is only a part of the personality of Godhead. Impersonal Brahman is situated on the person of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and as such, Brahman is the glorification of the personality of Godhead. This is confirmed both in the Bhagavad Gita and in the Matsya Purana. Gati refers to the ultimate destination or the last word in liberation. Oneness with the impersonal Brahma Jyoti is not ultimate liberation. Superior to that is the sublime association of the personality of Godhead in one of the innumerable spiritual planets in the Vaikuntha sky. Therefore, the conclusion is that Narayan, or the personality of Godhead, is the ultimate destination for all kinds of yoga system as well as all kinds of liberation. Jai Shri Prabhupada. So now let's deep dive into the verse number 16, because this is very important that we go there and understand what's being spoken here. So we talked about 4 things, right? Yoga, in this verse, they talk about 4 things. Brahmaji is speaking 4 things. He's saying yoga. Para yogo, param tapa, param gnanam, paragati. 4 things. Okay. So let's go into this. Yeah. So spiritual life is not just, doing spiritual things. There are so many spiritual things one can do. Fasting. Today is Ekadashi. We are fasting. Some people may fast for what? For health. Okay, I'm fasting because now somebody has identified and got a Nobel Prize that if you fast once in 15 days, all your cancer cell can die and you can become more healthy. So people fast for that, right? So you should understand that if I am fasting, where I am going? Am I going closer to Krishna? Am I going deeper into my spiritual practice? Where am I doing? Whatever we may be doing, any activity we may do, is it bringing me closer to Krishna? That should be our question. Because if the reason why this is being paused here is that if you see the words, 4 times it is repeated. Narayana, 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 Narayana. 4 times. That means there is a lot of emphasis is given on that word. Means anything we do should be connected or should be related or should take us closer to Narayana or Krishna. That should be our goal. If we are not doing that, then we have to ask question. Am I on the right track? Right? So that's what it is being explained. Now, we know that everybody is doing something, everybody is going somewhere. Everybody is going. But are we going the right direction? Let's say some of you have taken TTC buses and train. Have you taken? Sometimes. I take regularly, so I know. So when you get into the train, and sometimes it is confusing, north and south and all that, still direction is little confusing. Now let's say you get down in a station and say you want to go north, but you end up getting a south train. Train is very comfortable, everything is a lot of space, and you think, wow, this is beautiful. So does your comfort and the speed of movement help you in going the right direction? No, because you are going south, but we are supposed to go to north. So this is the confusion. Whatever that we are doing, are we going in the right direction? First of all, what happens many times, we become victim of comfort. We become victims of comfort. If you are comfortable, then we keep doing, this is good. We know that, chanting 16 rounds of japa in the morning is very good. But we know that, maybe I'm comfortable, it's winter, winter is approaching in 2 months, it's cold, I can always chant in the afternoon, no problem. So we become victim of comfort, and sometimes we ignore our sadhana. We become weak by that. We also become victim by scrolling through some, videos. We are seeing some spiritual videos, suddenly something else comes up. And it is by design. If you don't know, it is by design. All this big tech, they are distracting us. It is not coming just because you want it or it is accidental. No. It is planned to distract us and take us into that route. That's how it is. So we have to be extremely careful. Whatever I am doing, is it going to help me achieve Krishna? Right? So basically, we have all going somewhere. Somebody has a goal of achieving a good career, good salary. Somebody wants a relationship, getting married, right? Somebody wants, it's too much stress, let me be peaceful, leave me alone, right? Everybody has something in their life. Somebody wants PR card, somebody wants visa. Everybody is trying to get something in their life, right? But if our journey is beautiful, but our destination is wrong, then what's the point? The whole life we work so hard, we earn so much good money, but at the end of the day, everything is taken away. Then what's the use? We don't get anything. Yesterday only somebody sent me one small 58-second video in which a very old person is being asked, if Bhagavan comes in front of you and ask you. You whatever you want, I'll give you. What will you ask? So he's talking to another person. I'll ask for bhakti. He says, why? Well, anything I do, anything, money, fame and all that, is anyway going to go away. So why should I ask for something which is going to go away? I should ask something which will come with me. That's the only thing which will come with us. What is that? Bhakti. Nothing else. And therefore, we should make sure that we do the right thing. And here in this particular verse, gati, the word used as gati. So gati is not the speed. Normally gati means we normally translate as a speed, but Prabhupada translated that as a progressive path, means our destination. Where are we going? Okay, I'm doing this for what? To become rich, to become famous, to become healthy, to become wealthy, or I want to go back to Godhead. I want to go closer to Krishna. I want to love Krishna, and therefore I'm putting this effort. What is my destination? So this is one of the very important, because as I said, we many times, or most of the time, we become victim of our comfort. So we have to come out of a comfort zone. Otherwise, we will be doing this thing. Like for example, we are comfortable doing certain activity on our own. But when we try to do in group, it becomes a big challenge. But unless we do that, we cannot become confident. Right? Somebody may be a bathroom singer, sing nicely, but it's okay, come and sing in the kirtan. Then we need a practice. Right? So you have to come out of comfort zone and practice that. Similarly, any spiritual activity, we should never become complacent or comfortable with what we are doing. We have to always try to get better by endeavoring harder, and harder in the right direction. Direction is very important. Right? So that's what these particular verse is also telling us to go. Right? So we have to understand that we have to ask, whatever we are doing, we should ask, what is the real gati of my life? Means, if I give my day-to-day activity to somebody else, say, please read, this is what I do every day, on a regular basis. What will that person tell me? What is my gati? Where I am going? That's why we all have sadhana chart, right? We fill up, I read Prabhupada books, Nectar of Instruction, Ishopanishad, whatever it is, and then I listened to the lecture of my Guru Maharaj, I did this seva. Why it is there? It has a purpose. It is not to monitor that, okay, what are you doing? No, it is not for that. It is for our benefit. But sometimes as a new sadhaka, we feel, why is he asking these questions? Initially when sadhana card comes, and we feel, oh my God, it's too much. I have seen some sadhana cards which are very detailed, and then the scoring point, you get 5 points, and if you chant after 8 o'clock, it becomes 0. Radhesham Prabhu has a sadhana chart, which is very complex. And if I start filling, I don't know what I'll get. So it's very difficult. But if you follow that diligently, then what happens? Look at ourselves, If you see a difference between a devotee, like two devotees start the practice same time. And I'm telling you from my experience, okay? I was serving a Bhakti Vriksha in Atlanta. And we are like 25, 30 devotees who come regularly. Now there are devotees who become so advanced, they've got initiation, and some got diverted. They are chanting just one round, even after attending Bhakti Vriksha for 3 years and attending various classes and all this thing. How? Why? What happened to them? Everybody is given same attention, everybody is given same knowledge, books are same, verses are same, association is same, they are eating prasadam. But why that change? Because they chose different gati. They got entangled in other activities and focusing less on the spiritual activity. We are not saying that we should make, let's say we are doing everything and then say 5% is Krishna conscious activity. It's not like that. Everything is Krishna conscious activity. Anything we do, then it's 100%. We don't have to choose, right? Because if you see, sometimes you go to some personality or self-development consultants and all those people, they will give you, okay, what is your finance, relationship, health, like career, like they will give you the pie chart and say where you are doing more, right? But here, we don't have to choose Krishna is 5%, 10%. No, Krishna is whole, and I will surround all my activities around that. That's how we should be thinking. So, if you go into this verse, like, he says, whatever we do, right? Yoga we do for Narayana. People do yoga for health, flexibility. I'm flexible, I can run. No, our yoga is for Krishna. Tapasya, we do a lot of tapasya, right? Austerity. Waking up early in the morning, it's good. Because he says, when you wake up, you become healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's what they say, right? So, okay, let me get wisdom by waking up early. Let me become healthy and wealthy by waking up early. If that's a goal, then you will get that, but you will not get Narayana. So, choice is with us. Similarly, we do Gnana. We do study for what? For just becoming a scholar. So people recognize us, and I have lots of followers, and people say, oh, he can just say the verses just like that. Do you want that claps and upload from people? Or you're doing Gnana so that you understand, try to understand Krishna, and therefore you start loving him. You love one when you understand the person, when you know the person. If you don't know, how will you love him? Right? So that's what it is. And Gati, our final destination should be Narayana, Krishna, nothing else. Right? So 4 times Brahmaji is saying. And in fact, in the previous verse also, Brahmaji says the same thing. Right? So our destination, our final destination is not hidden. We don't know where we are going. That's not the case. Everybody knows where we are going, right? At least that clarity is there with everyone. Or somebody is going to Vaikuntha or somewhere else. Everybody is going to Golok. Everybody's final destination, right? Back to Godhead. Perfect. So Brahmaji is repeating, and by repetition it means that it is an important point, right? Like we say in Kali Yuga, we should just chant. So what is it? Kalau naste eva, naste eva, naste eva, 3 times. So when somebody is emphasized, emphatically repeated, that means it is the most important. It is a very important point. When we go out and the mother will keep telling, "Beta, please take care. We are packing, please take care. Go out, please take care." Why? Out of love, she is concerned. She is telling repeated means we have to do that. That's what it means. So multiple repetition means emphatically being told that we must do this. That's what it is, right? So we should do anything we do for Narayan, for Krishna. That should be our ultimate thought process. Now, Brahmaji has become very humble and responding to, Narad Muni. So Narad Muni sees that Brahmaji has created this amazing world. Wow, that's so great, right? And we feel he is very powerful. Of course, Brahmaji is very powerful, no doubt. Beyond any doubt, he is very powerful. Somebody who can live for 311 trillion years, 40 billion years, and do so much creation is definitely very powerful, right? So, but Brahmaji is doing tapasya. So Narad Muni is saying, you are doing tapasya, for whom you are doing? Like if you see, have you seen Lord Shiva's picture? And everybody, we all have seen, grown up seeing Lord Shiva's picture. What is he doing? What is he having in his hand? He's having beads, Rudrak, he's chanting. So that means he's meditating on somebody higher, isn't it? So many times we get confused that that's okay, those who follow them, that's fine. Their destination is what they want to go to, and that's perfectly all right. We are not going to fight with them. But the truth that Bhagavatam tells is that Vaishnavanam Atashambhu, he is the topmost Vaishnava, and therefore any Vaishnava who meditates on whom? Lord Krishna, right? So he's also chanting Ram, 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 Ram. He's doing that. So that means there is somebody above him, right? Just because there is a temple president doesn't mean he is the supreme. There is a GBC on top of that, there is a governing body, and everybody is on top of that. So that's the way the hierarchy works. So what Lord Brahma says, just don't stop with me. I am not your destination. I am not the destination. Sometimes very powerful people say, yeah, you come to me, I'll take care of it. But not everything is in their control, right? Like today only we tried connecting, it connects every time. We just didn't connect for some reason. So if I say, come to me, I know I'm a great IT guy, I can take care of it. And it just makes you humble just by not connecting. Very simple thing. So Krishna or Narayana is like that. We have to understand that he is the supreme. There is nobody above him, nobody beyond him, nobody is equal to him. Nobody is equal to him. So, the humility of the people, anybody that, for example, if you want to develop true love for Krishna, we all have to become very humble. And Brahmaji is displaying that humbleness by saying that I am not the one. Krishna is supreme. Please go to him. He is the supreme. Right? Unfortunately, in the young age, we get a lot of motivation by seeing somebody who's very successful, somebody who's very famous, somebody who's got lots of followers, and we just take that word as something that we can live upon like that. But we need to understand that there is nothing beyond Krishna. And he is our goal. He should be our goal. Right? So, power can be delegated, but supremacy cannot. So, Brahmaji has getting power to create this. Sarga, Visarga. Sarga is a creation by Krishna, Visarga is creation by Brahmaji, which is a secondary creation. There is a primary creation, secondary creation. So when the Mahavishnu creates all the multiple universes, right? Mahavishnu creates multiple universes, then every universe he again enters. And again from his navel, the Brahmaji comes. And then Brahmaji creates the 14 planetary systems. So it's a secondary creation. The creation is already done by Krishna. He is empowered. He is given the Mahat Tattva, those 5 elements through which the Brahmaji will create the next set of activities. So that means that I am given something and then I am using that for a further creation. So I am powerful. But who is giving me? Krishna is giving me. The Supreme Personality is giving me. And therefore, I am just a doer. I am just an instrument in the hands of the Vasudeva. The moment we understand this, that I am just a doer, I am just an instrument in the hands of Krishna, it's a perfect position. Like what Arjun says, whatever you tell me, Krishna, I will do it. Eventually, finally, he says that. Karishye vachanam tava. He says, you tell me, I'll do it. Why? Because now he has understood complete thing from Krishna, being his disciple, and he says, I will do exactly as you say. And then he does it. So when we do, as Krishna says, that means as we follow the scripture, we do it, that becomes very spiritual. And then we'll be backed by the Krishna. But same war, if Arjuna has fought on his own terms, then it would have been not what Krishna wanted. Krishna wanted, but not the way the Arjuna did it. So that's what we need to understand. Now, when we do yoga, a lot of people do yoga. Yoga means what? You meditate on something, some light, some object. A lot of people do that, right? So it could be breathing, practicing your breathing, could be stretching your body parts and all that. Is primarily people do it for stress relief. Many people do it for stress. And that's why it is very famous. This means that there is a lot of stress in the world. When something is very popular, that means something is right. So similarly, pharma industry is doing so well because there is a lot of disease, a lot of unhealthy things which are going on. So similarly, people do this just to relieve stress, become flexible, to meditate, concentration, all these things, yoga. But that's not what we want to do yoga for, right? So, in yoga, right, when we do it, it says our calm mind, healthy body, focus. But we should ask question that if I do this, who am I connecting with? Am I connecting with some light? Am I connecting with something else? Who am I connecting with? That should be our question. As a spiritual person, we should always ask this question. If I am doing this, it is for whom? Who will get pleased if I do this activity? Will I go closer to Krishna? Or it is just for myself, my benefit? Of course, we have to maintain healthy body. So that's required. No doubt about it. Prabhupada also started a morning walk after some doctor told him that you chant too much. And he said, okay, let me start walking. And he started the morning walk, so he remained healthy. So similarly, we all do some physical activity. not just cleaning and doing some menial services in the temple, but really focusing like 15-20 minutes, just give for yoga. Means you remain fit. That way, we can do more seva. And Bhakti Yoga, as we all know, is connection with that person, the Supreme Person. And therefore, the exercise yoga and all that, it can be connected with Krishna consciousness if we focus that I am going to do this for Krishna. That means you are, for example, you are maintaining a healthy body. For what? Okay, Janmashtami is coming, on that I have to do lots of seva in cubic. So let me do that. And I want to serve. See, the direction has completely changed. You want to be healthy, but why? Because you want to serve the devotees and Krishna on Janmashtami, and therefore I will do this. That's perfect. So this is how we can connect every activity that we do with Krishna. Every activity. And anything that we do can be connected. There is nothing in this world that cannot be connected with Krishna. Anything that we do. It's so amazing. Because if our body is healthy, then we can serve Krishna. So that's what it is. So it is not how helpful or peaceful I am, but it is like, am I connected to Krishna? That should be our thought all the time. Now let's look at the tapa. Tapa means austerity, sacrifice that we do. But today is the best day to talk about it, austerity, right? We are missing Dwarkanath Prabhuji's prasadam today. But that's fine, because today, one day, I will do Ekadashi. Some of you might be doing Nirjala Ekadashi, which is even austere, right? Very difficult to do. And that too, not just like sitting idle and doing, but you are also doing some other activities. So it becomes even more austere, right? On Ekadashi day, once Prabhupada went to the temple and everybody lazily resting and all that. And Prabhupada said, why everybody is resting? Prabhupada, today is Ekadashi. So what? No, so we are really feeling tired and so. No, you have prasad and go out and do seva. So service is important. So if anybody is having Ekadashi and not able to do service, rather eat Ekadashi prasad and do service. That should be the goal. Service should not be compromised because today is a festival. Right? It happens especially in Janmashtami because you fast till midnight and the next day is Prabhupada appearance and it's become extremely difficult. It's okay, it's like 1.5 day of fasting, 24 plus 12 hours. Now that's the real austerity. It's coming in 4th and 5th of September, so just get ready everyone. But we should do it for higher purpose. Our purpose is to go to Krishna. That's what we do that. It's called upavas. Upavas means going closer to Krishna. That means we should do more reading, more chanting, more service on that day. Just because we are fasting, we should not discount other things. Then that means that will become material thing that we do. Like fasting is for my health. I want to become healthy. Perfect. Detox. They use all these different words and then they confuse people. I want to detox myself. So I'm going to not eat for today. And then those same people have another word called cheat day. Okay, I do detox, but one day I will cheat and I will eat anything that I want, right? So that's how it is. But yeah. So our Guru Maharaj tells tapasya, very beautiful meaning for tapasya. He says tapasya means accepting the inconvenience. Willingly accepting inconvenience for the higher purpose. That is tapasya. Tapasya is not just doing inconvenience. Right? So always we should accept willingly. Willingly is important, not forced upon. Willingly accepting inconveniences for higher purpose. Like for example, today somebody has to serve some devotee. Yeah, that means it's tapasya. You have to go and do book distribution. It's an additional tapasya. But are we doing willingly? That's what matters. In fact, anything we do in our life, our intention behind that is the most important ingredient in that activity. We may be very successful in eyes of the other people, but if our intention behind that activity that we did is not to please Krishna and the devotees, then that's not going to please Krishna. Because one day, I was coming from Atlanta to Toronto and I had a 2.5 hour call just listening. So I had a question, so I was asking my Shiksha Guru, and 2.5 hours he spoke. So we were back and forth, and he mentioned this one point, and he gave me so many different examples. He says, unless your intentions are not clear, if intentions are not favorable, anything that you do is futile, is of no use. It might become a very mechanical, monotonous, to boast about oneself, I do this, I do that, but it will not please Krishna. It will not please Krishna. We have to do any activity that will please people around us, the devotees around us. That will please Krishna. So intention is very important. So in tapa, what sacrifice we can think of in today's world?
Waking up early.
Okay, waking up early, what else?
Associating with devotees.
Association with devotees, tapasya, okay, what else? Maybe difficult devotees. Chanting, morning chanting, okay, what else? Okay, service, what else? Book reading is tapasya, it's reading. As soon as you do, it's the best sleeping pill. You pick up and you doze off. So, who I was talking to, he says, I met one devotee in Atlanta, and he was mentioning, Prabhu, when I was a child, youth, he says, I like to read, but as soon as I pick up the book, I'll just, go to sleep. So he says, whenever I say, where is my book, give me that. So my mom bolti thi, my mother will tell, अच्छा उनको सोने का दवाई दे दो, because he's going to take, and then it happens to many of us, right? As soon as we start, and no matter how long you have slept before, we feel asleep at that time. So it's a pill for somebody. So yes, reading book is austerity absolutely for some. Yes, anything else? Eating Krishna Prasad is an austerity. You have to eat in moderation, right? Yukta ahara viharasya. So you have to yukta ahara, moderation. What else? You guys want to talk about the biggest distraction activity as an austerity? Nobody spoke about that. Yeah, social media is the biggest distraction. In the garb of watching Maharaj's lecture and all that, we are doing so many, it's a tapasya. Because you have phone, you're watching, and some ting and comes, and then, I think I can pause, because any Maharaj is going to speak in 5 minutes, no problem, I can just pause it. I go there. He anyway keeps speaking, so I have no problem. And then you go, and then it becomes big tour, and the lecture is also gone sometimes. It happens with me, sometimes I send some important, and then it just get lost. So this is the power of social media. So we have to, tapasya, to say, I'm not going to use this phone for a few hours in a day. It's a big thing, we feel that if I don't use the phone, then the world will collapse. I have to stop this war and all this thing. I'm so responsible. Just live without the phone for one day, and you will know that you are not even required in this world. Just leave your phone away, 24 hours. And you will know that you are not required. We will get realization, wonderful realization. If you don't respond to message, if you don't respond to call, nothing happens. Nothing happens, regardless of who we are. Like I was on a 1 week, I took 1 week off. And people are calling and all that. I'm a week, I'm not going to respond to your emails. So when I go back on Monday to work, nothing has changed. People create unnecessary urgency. Sometimes. Sometimes they may be, sometimes they are urgent things. But it is, I have seen many times, especially in office and all that, they create artificial urgency. They say, I need it today. And many times, our company, they say, they take the CEO's name and say, the CEO is monitoring this deal, I said, okay, this 100 million deal, is CEO watching? She is not even interested in this. She is interested, but not like, she wants to micromanage that. But that's how they use it, to create urgency, which is artificial. So sometimes we have to become very tough and say, I'm sorry. See, we have to learn to say no. And no very gracefully also. Okay? So that's important that we should do. So so we can do this tapasya, we can put our phones down, right? So remember this, like all the athletes, musicians, everybody who are successful, they have become successful not because of motivation. Motivation can take you for a day or two or a week. Discipline will take you for a life. So choose between discipline and motivation. What we should choose? Discipline. Discipline is the most important thing. Like exercise, best simple exercise. Yes, Prabhu.
First you should take sankalpa, then sacrifice for your activities.
Yes, sankalpa, and I have sacrifice, and then maintain it by discipline. Every day I will do this. Every day I will do this. That's the way it should be. Motivation, like we see a lot of people buy lots of exercise gadgets just by seeing some ad and post and say, I'm going to do this. And then 1 month and then that's gathering dust after some time because there is no discipline. So that's why Prabhupada had such a wonderful program, discipline. Wake up at 4 o'clock, 4:30 Mangalarati, 5 o'clock Japa, till 7, then Darshanati, Bhagavatam class. Why it is like that? It's a discipline. It makes our life very consistent, and that's the way we can practice Krishna consciousness very easily. So that is very important. And spiritual tapasya, like we are doing Ekadashi today, it's a tapasya, right? What it does, it removes a blockage of the devotion. Anything which is coming in obstacle, like overeating, for example. You just talked about eating prasadam with an austerity. Yes, today we don't eat, so it's an austerity, right? So, and this is very important austerity we just spoke about. Attention, tolerance, these are very difficult to practice in today's world, unfortunately. What they call Gen Z or millennial, they are very difficult to go over this. So they need to do more austerity. Very difficult. Right? So, yeah. If you are taking anything which is comfortable, that is weakening my Krishna consciousness, we should check that. We should ask ourselves. Right? Am I sleeping in this wonderful comforter? I'm very good. I can chant later on. And then that means I'm not taking the Krishna consciousness very seriously. See, bhakti is very simple, but it's not easy. It's very simple. Few things only have to be done consistently, that's it. But is it easy? We all struggle, isn't it? We all struggle to wake up in the morning, to chant in the morning, to chant without distractions. How many of us are able to chant without looking at the phone for 16 rounds? And how many days can it go on? Ask yourself. Is it like one day? Yeah, today I chanted, no phone, great. Next day, may not be. Like that, it goes up and down. So we need to bring consistency in that, and we have to become very attached to this. Then Gnanam it should reveal who Krishna is. Gnan is not to just become a very scholarly person and gather followers and like that. A lot of people do that, but that's not what we are here for. See, therefore that 2.5 hour call we were discussing, we were talking about various sampradayas and all that, and that mentioning. Only in ISKCON, in Gaudiya, Madhva, Brahma, Madhya, Gaudiya, Sampradaya, we get the pure bhakti. Everywhere else, they also teach Bhagavad Gita, they talk about Bhagavatam and all that, but they don't really emphasize on Krishna being supreme. And Krishna is our goal. They don't talk about that. So if you want pure bhakti, we are in the right place. We are in the right place. So we should cultivate this knowledge to understand Krishna, who Krishna is. What is my relation with Krishna is. Right? Because even if you are millionaire, have a wonderful college degree, have a wonderful job, but if you don't know who am I, why I exist, why I am suffering, if these questions are not coming to our mind and we are not acquiring any knowledge, then what's the purpose? Anything that we do is going to go away. Right? So, yes. So Brahma Jyoti, a lot of people talk about this Brahma Jyoti and say, I want to merge in Brahma Jyoti. That's what they want to talk about liberation. But that liberation is not complete. Brahma Jyoti is real. Okay, it is not like it is something incorrect. But it is a partial understanding of Krishna. Like you see, Bhakti Charu Maharaj gives one wonderful example of sun rays, right? So sun rays is real. Can we say sun rays is not real? It is real. But is it sun? No, it is not Sun. Similarly, Brahma Jyoti is real, but it is not Bhagwan. So Bhagwan and Brahman, they are two different things. Brahman is part of Bhagwan only, but it is not Bhagwan. So our knowledge can become complete when it leads us to Krishna. Our knowledge becomes complete if it leads us to Krishna. Okay? So now why Krishna? There are so many verses that talks about Krishna here, right? Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. He say, in Bhagavatam he says, in Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradi Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. That's what Brahmaji also says that. Here also he is saying the same thing, right? Then we talk about Ishavasham Idam Sarvam. Everything is controlled and origin from Krishna. There is no true superior to me. Krishna says, Matta Paratam Nanyat, right? Everything emanates from me. So everything, if you see, go back to scripture, there are tons of references. I quoted some of them, but there are many references that you can see that Krishna is the supreme. There is nothing parallel to him, nothing above him. That's Krishna is. And therefore, all our effort and destination should be towards Krishna. Okay. And Gati, our liberation. So, Gati, again we talked about, is the destination, not the speed. Okay, so what is my Gati? If I'm doing this activity, what is my Gati? And this is what I just talked about earlier, that if I give my daily sadhana chart to somebody, can he tell me my Gati? And he will tell, yeah, Prabhu, you are not doing this properly. Maybe take many years to go back to Krishna. Maybe you take rebirth. The chart will tell very clearly. So therefore, whatever we do, we should make sure that we do the activity in the right direction, to go in the right direction, right? So sometimes we might feel that why all this control that we have, why all this restriction which are being put in the scripture, and then we are told to follow that. And that means that Krishna doesn't want to change our identity. He says, you become the real. He wants us to give us a real and right identity, which sometimes we don't know. Okay, so let's quickly, I will go to this one. Yeah, we talked about this, so I will go straight to this closing. So here, whatever we do, we should always find our destination. Means, we are reading for what? Is it just for my knowledge, or tell others that I've finished reading this book, or I want to remember this shloka so I can impress people? What is the reading of that, right? So it has to have a destination. That means anything that we do from today, we should find out that what is my destination. Is it Krishna, Vasudeva, Narayan, or something else? If it is not, that means we need to pause and ask, what should I do? Which will take us closer to Krishna. So this whole chapter, it is talking about the supremacy of Krishna, that Krishna is the supreme person. There is nobody above him, nobody parallel to him as well. Everybody is under him, and everybody is controlled by Krishna's energy. Krishna may not be directly involved. Like Krishna has to, like Maya Shakti has to do certain activity. So, is it Krishna tells Maya Shakti? No, Yoga Maya tells Krishna. Yoga Maya tells Mahamaya that okay, go and do this. They will do activity. So that's how the whole thing works. So let's take some reflections and any question that you may have. Hare Krishna. So any questions, any reflections on what we just did? Yes, Rohan Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I have a question from the conversation between Brahmaji and Narayana. That Narayana first asked, he started glorifying Brahmaji by saying that you are the supreme and from you everything emanates. But we heard the same type of conversation when Hiranyakashipu also says to Brahmaji, like you are also supreme and that. But we can say when Narad Muni, when he met Bhaktivedanta and when he ate the reminiscence of them, he got devotional service and he got love for Krishna, and he also meditated on Krishna also. So why did he talk about Brahmaji as he is the supreme?
No, who did not speak about Brahmaji as Supreme?
Narad
Muni?
Uh-huh.
So Narad Muni is saying here that Brahmaji, you are the. I mean, he is asking, all this coming, so it looks like you are Supreme, but you are still meditating on someone. So he is saying that, I know you are so powerful, it looks like you have created such a wonderful world, so, but it looks like there is somebody above you because you are meditating on that person. So who is that? That's the question he is coming to. So here, he's glorifying Brahmaji for his action that he has done. That means the whole world is created by him. So he's saying, wow, this is wonderful. But then he says in the last verse, saying, oh, but you are also meditating on somebody. You are thinking, well, who is that? And then Brahmaji says, okay, you tell me I am very powerful, but actually I am getting the empowerment of somebody. That's what he says. So is that helping you or something?
But he already knew, right? Or that Krishna is the supreme before he asked Brahmaji. No?
No, he didn't know. See, Bhagavatam is not in a sequence. So remember that Bhagavatam is not going by sequence. So, okay, one after another. This is not in a chronological order. It is in the way the Sukadeva Goswami meditates and he starts speaking. So all the action that we see in Bhagavatam, they are not that, okay, this happened first, that's why it is in canto 1. This happened second, that's why it is in second canto. Like that. It is not like that. It is not in a chronological order, the way it happened. So things are jumbled up here and there. That's how it is. So that's the way sometimes it confuses that why this topic is coming now and he should have known earlier, or he knew already, but why is asking this question? So that's confusion can happen because of that reason. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we'll pause here. Thank you very much, everyone, for your support. Hare Krishna. Vancha